They look really bad.
Hi, everybody. Hi, folks.
Hey.
I don't know the intro, so somebody else is going to have to do it.
Well,
hey, everybody. Welcome to Tons of Fun.
Where's the scroll? Don't we get a crawl?
Oh, yeah, there's always...
Yeah, Jeff usually...
Oh, no, Jeff didn't tell me how to do the intro, so...
Oh, no!
He made one. I don't know how to do it, though, so...
That's all right. We'll just have him do it when he gets back.
Yeah. This is literally the most professional show I've ever been on.
I know, right? Like, Jeff had to go do something quick, and he was like, Emily, see, we had two people, and now they're gone because they saw that it was some weird little chick in the chair instead of Jeff.
That's why they left. They saw Kevin's mustache and thought it was a caterpillar.
It's distracting.
Hi, babe.
Hello?
No, I did.
Hello?
This is great. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Brad, was just like top right-hand corner, go live. It's like, I know how to do that.
We got Jeff McElwee in the chat. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Welcome.
Where are you, Jeff? He transformed. He turned into a butterfly.
Yeah, where are you? Where are you calling from?
First time caller, last time listener.
Wait, what did they say in scary movies when like someone called? Oh, I'm in the house.
Taking a poo, everybody.
That's all right. I mean, at least it's not live.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Kevin, it is live.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Oh.
God, Kurt, can you please shut up? Kurt has not stopped talking since we got here. No, really don't bother. No.
This is not how this show normally starts. I don't believe.
It's
I
not.
This is exactly how it starts.
Okay.
I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm sorry that Jeff does that. It's how he shows affection.
Oh, yeah, I know. I get it.
But
so I think today we're talking about art, which is why I'm here to help. Jeff will be back, I promise. So,
okay.
Wait, art? Did you say art?
Yeah, who's art?
So,
wait, I work at an art museum.
That's like really like look, it's all syncs up. It's all appropriate.
I fart.
Yeah, was this intentional? Did Jeff do this intentionally?
Check your email, Maddie.
Yeah.
What email?
The one from last month when he told us what this month's things are going to be. Yeah.
No, I don't remember what I'm talking about.
No one's ever going to go back and watch this episode.
My brother watches it.
We're going to watch this, and it's going to be a cringe.
It's like why does the viewer retention always plummet after the 2-minute mark?
Right? Like, it kind of hurts my feelings. Like, is this a me thing?
No. At least they're going to be able to watch this one.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these you can't watch in America.
Oh, you know what? You know what was great about that? I know exactly what you're talking about. I was listening to that, and YouTube like refreshed on me, which was really weird because I was in the middle of listening to it. You guys were talking about old art, and then YouTube did a weird thing, and then I got like a white like caution sign symbol, and I was like, well, that was weird, and I clicked refresh again. And I clicked refresh again, and it just kept. I was like, "Did they just copyright this in the middle of me watching it?"
I think they must have.
Oh my god!
And so I could never finish watching that.
That's a bummer. I didn't get to see it at all, but I think it had my friend Lexi in it, so she's hilarious. So.
Unfortunately, I didn't make it to that one.
Yeah,
the joke is that I wasn't there.
That was the infamous Maddie is not here episode. By the
It was
way.
all like classic cartoon intros.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah, I had a great time.
I think when it stopped was in the middle of some Ghostbusters show that I didn't even know existed.
Right.
Ghostbusters or something like that.
With the gorilla, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do better, Kevin. You're just going to have to do better.
Crap.
So art, art stuff.
Yeah, no, I would. What's up, Brigham? Here's what I want, and I don't know what Jeff's true thought and theory about this is. Kevin, I don't want to just talk about your art. I want to talk about art in general. Now, Jeff might have wanted to go down the rabbit hole, which is what Kevin's art is, which is amazing. And if you're not following Kevin, go follow Kevin. And do his Patreon so he can feed his kids.
It helps.
And he needs mustache wax. I'm just saying.
I really do.
Wait, so I have to pay to see your kids?
I mean, that can, if that's what you want. If you're going to support me on Patreon, we can talk about it.
No. That's how it came across when Julian said it. I was like,
somebody, once upon a time, when I first launched it, they were like, Kevin, if I support you there, will you like draw anything? And I'm like, are you going to give me money? Then maybe I will draw anything. Like, that's fine.
What's up, VW?
Oh, we're doing the intro.
No.
There we go.
Hi, VW Rick.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Rick.
We got to a little bit of a slow start, but I swear we're doing things now.
Which is typical.
That's
It's geek stuff.
Nice. And that's how you get down over here.
Yep, that's how we get down.
And Kirk, I guess.
I guess.
Alrighty, so welcome to Tons of Fun. I'm Jeff. That's Julian. And over there is Madeline. Down here is Kevin Hinkle with his Luigi Mario mustache. And over there is Kirk, who's staring blankly at everybody. But welcome. So it's my privilege and my honor to have Kevin Hinkle with us tonight. And also this girl.
I was like, I'm sorry, do I not get an intro?
Yeah, Emily's here too.
This is my wife's shoulder, Brittany.
My wife's shoulder.
So tonight we're going to be talking about tons of art. And as Madeline stated, I did in fact send out an email about art. So Julian, let's start. I do this every week. Julian, what'd you do this week? What was awesome about this week for you?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I won Technic over at a thing.
That's cool.
That's neat.
What does that even mean? I won Technic at a thing. What does that even mean? That visual aid helps me in no way.
Yep. Went to a Peach Slug meeting. They shook a phone, and I won Lego.
Got it. Thank you.
Oh, I got these. I got head.
Oh, hey, all right. So if people are wondering what we're going to be doing with those heads, Kevin, you might want to earmuff it because we're not allowed to talk about this with you here. We are going to be printing the main panel's faces on all of those. And if Kirk decides to join us full time, we might actually include him. But so far,
I don't want Kirk. I don't want Kirk here.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Okay. I understand. Okay.
I'm sorry, Kirk.
Emily,
Why do you make fun of Kirk? I don't understand this.
I've known Kirk since he was a little wee child. Like 2 weeks ago.
We got to give him some hair on his chest and whatnot. And,
Right.
I understand the concept.
Aren't you supposed to like eat chips and salsa to get hair on your chest? That's what my parents always did.
Horseradish sauce,
my parents always we went to Mexican food restaurants a lot, and my parents would be like, you need to eat the chips with the salsa. That'll put hair on your chest. And I was like, ew.
Kevin, I have a question. Kevin,
you have hair on your chest.
Kevin.
Yes.
You're Latino, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys call it Mexican food, or do you guys just call it food?
Well, pretty much all the food that's here that's Mexican food would not be food that would be eaten in Mexico. So it's there's a couple, not many, but I mean we still call it Mexican food because it's like that's what it's called here.
Have you ever had a bratwurst taco?
No. Yeah. No.
I'm harassing his other side too.
Adeline, what did you do this week that was fun?
She doesn't know you're talking to her.
Nope, she sure doesn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got really distracted.
No, it's okay. It's not like we're on the show or anything. It's fine.
So yesterday for Zoom's Live, I made this, and I just built the tar pit just now.
Okay.
So we got tar pit, and the reason why I built this was because I found out that this dinosaur came from set 5995-1, and it's like called Dinosaur Hunt, and it's super aggressive, and there's like a dinosaur net, and he gets stabbed. And so the person who gave it to me said, give him a good home. So I made him a beautiful home with a lovely lady.
Hey now.
So we get some dinosaurs going. That's a really cool mock. Fantastic you can be with us. Kevin Hinkle, you're going last. Kurt, what'd you do this week? That was awesome and fun and great, and you're just going to wow us with an amazing story.
Probably can't do that just yet, unfortunately. What did I do this week? Tuesday was Tuesday. I did Corn Cast as usual.
And then Wednesday was Wednesday.
And then Wednesday was Wednesday, and so on and so forth. I did Corn Cast Tuesday.
Oh, the places you'll go, Kirk. You're off and away.
What else did I do after that? I posted another video on Vision Bricks, and then I announced that I was taking a break like on the exact same day. So this week I'm gonna just be working on like videos for Geek Effect and everything else.
What that is.
What happened?
I said that's a maniac for bricks move right there. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Also, I'm taking a break for a month. I love you, Kirk. I know what you're doing. It's all good. You're focused on non-Lego stuff. Great.
Yeah.
So are you taking a break from everything? What's the break entail?
The break
breathing. He's gonna stop breathing, everybody.
Alrighty.
The break
I'm
entails.
sorry, I have to say stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Here, Kirk Wilson's in the audience. Jeff is here, so now we're Jeff squared. We've got Rick here, and if I missed anybody, you need to say something because I'm not a goddamn mind reader. Also, someone gave this video a thumbs down so they can eat a dick.
We already gave this video a thumbs down. It's my fault. It's because I came on and it was confusing.
All right, so Kevin, what's going on?
What was I want to know what the answer to the question.
Yeah. Okay, so the break basically entails me making videos for Vision Bricks because I have really taken a break from that. Anything that's been quote unquote a break to some people's eyes has been by circumstance of other stuff that's happened to me. So it's like I don't think I've ever really taken a genuine break from posting videos on there. I just want to take that time to do that and then work on some other stuff that I have interest in at the time and see how that goes without any interference of, I guess, like Lego sort of interfering with that and me not being able to.
Oh, is Lego messing with you too?
At the moment.
I would say just as a friend, while you're taking your break from doing this, resist as much as you can the temptation over the next couple of days to be like, well, I could write a script. That's not really real work. Or I could, like plan out like don't like a break is a break. Okay? Like if you do other like light stuff, it's not a break. And you won't really get the you won't get the recharge you want. Like you're gonna, because a lot of people, myself included, when they take a break, they do take like a genuine break for like a couple of days.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, maybe I could just brainstorm some ideas. Like they just start doing things and it doesn't help you.
Yeah.
I've been doing this nonstop for 7 years. What's
Julian is not the example you should follow. He's like, I'm going to do this until every wheel falls off on every side.
I'm going to do this until I don't know anybody or all of the people I'm around are new. Oh, look at that.
Hey.
Hi, Lexi.
Oh, so my sister Lexwana is here. So hello, Lexwana.
Hello, Lexi.
Hello.
Her name is Lexwana. It's not Lexi.
I'll do what I want.
I'll do what I want.
All right, so Kevin, you're here to talk about drawing and your process and everything else, and people are going to have questions about you. So let me put you up on the big screen as soon as I remember how to do that because I'm really tired right now.
Beep, 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 beep.
There you go.
Nothing changed.
Cool. Well, awesome. Don't know how that works, apparently.
There it is.
All right. Hey, okay. No.
Here we go.
No.
No.
Oh,
he
hello.
wants to make sure we're watching. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What the hell? What the? Put Kirk up here.
This is the Brady Bunch, right? Like there was parts where they had the kids.
Kevin had four very lovely, interesting people in his life.
This is my duck. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
It's powered by StreamYard.
My beard is powered by StreamYard.
That's awesome.
All right, so Kevin, when you're sitting down to draw, do you have a plan, or are you just like, I'm gonna draw me some big old titties? But it always never is big old titties.
You know what? I appreciated Emily's shaking head of disapproval. Just...
it happens a lot on these streams. It happens a lot.
So
usually it's just off camera.
So you're saying that this show needs like an Emily cam. That it's just like, okay.
How many times has Emily sighed this stream?
I believe Emily and Brittany would get along quite well.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, for sure. Thank you for the compliment on my mustache. Appreciate that. Brickham's Den.
Is there a compliment on your mustache?
Just keep playing with your duck. All right. So I think it depends on what I'm doing, right? So like if I'm doing a specific thing, right? Like I have a commission that I'm working on for somebody else. I already know what I'm going to do, and I start off very rough, loose sketches, and then I just hone it in, checking back and forth with the client to make sure that's what they want. But I do have opportunities where I do just sit down and sketch whatever comes to mind. That's like the streams I do every Friday. Yeah. Or if I'm just like if I get on the phone, if I have to be on the phone for a long time, I'll tend to doodle while I'm on the phone. So like if I'm waiting on hold to book something, I don't know, with the IRS or whatever, they're usually lots of hold times with the IRS.
Hey, Kev, I got a question already for you.
Yeah.
So I've heard of this doodle stream you do every Friday. I've seen it once or twice.
It's awesome.
Is that your basic first? Is that the first step when you have a client?
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah.
But I've seen you like bang out some really hot stuff, like on the doodle.
Yeah. It's one of the really big factors is like how warmed up I am. Mm-hmm. So for example, I did, I think it was 2 Fridays ago, where I did the show in the morning, Friday morning, and then I did a second one in the evening with Brian on his Twitch channel.
Totally forgot about that.
And I was telling him, I was like, you could totally tell I've already drawn for 3 hours today when I did his in the evening. It's also the reason I try to do at least one warm up before I hit live, because usually the first one's a little rough. But
I got to follow up. No, I don't. I forgot.
But so go ahead and tell us what you do, Kevin, because not everybody's gonna know what you're.
Yeah,
I mean, it's clear what he does. He grows awesome stashes that you can ride.
So
moving along, tell us about the cool stuff behind you.
Yes, so I am a freelance artist. Whoop. And so that means people pay me money to create things for them. So that could be logos, or it could be just a single illustration. It could be a bunch of different things. And then outside of work for clients, I do my own stuff. So I create stuff like stickers, mostly based on fan art. I also do prints. So like that one is a print. It's like a poster size print.
That's cool.
And then I also sell original. I don't tend to sell a lot of like original artwork, but like every October, I participate in Inktober, which is like a 31-day challenge to create a piece of artwork every day. And so I do that like traditional. So I'll sell like original stuff like this too. But I draw, and people pay me money to draw. That's kind of what I do, or I hope they pay me money to draw. That's the hope.
I ever have anybody who didn't pay you after you drew something?
It's been a long time.
And were they in the Lego community? They were, weren't they? Yeah, they were.
One or two.
Dirty bastards.
I've also had my fair share of problematic clients.
Oh god.
Yeah, I know that you had a foreseeable one in December, which I'm still sorry about. I apologize, Kevin.
Was this supposed to be you?
Yeah.
What is okay?
That's all right. Hey, watch this one. This one's a funny one. I sent somebody to Kevin. Kevin quoted them, and they're like, "Oh, no, thanks." Then he asked me again. He's like, "You got anybody?" I was like, "Yeah, try this guy." And he's like, Kevin's like, oh, the guy came back to me and did the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Like they forgot?
They forgot that Kevin was the thing that he was.
Oh man,
That's
I
hilarious.
hate that, man. Like nobody understands like how much time goes into art, like your commissions or like literally anything. Like I do jewelry, and that's time consuming, but it's also made of precious metal, so people understand that hey, there's some value to that. But like with art, like drawn art, people are just awful about it sometimes.
Yeah, and I think you could probably apply this to any type of profession where you're commissioning people to do something, whether it's cosplay, props, or jewelry or artwork. If you ask somebody, hey, what are your rates or how much do you charge? And it's not within your budget, please respond and say something.
Yeah.
Because we get a ridiculous amount of people that say, hey, how much do you charge? And you never hear from them again. And it's totally cool if you can't afford it or you need to save money. But like as a creative, I think the gears start to turn even if we don't start the job. But we're like, let me at least have in the back of my mind some brainstorm. And then to just be in that like lurch for days upon weeks. And it's like, it's annoying. Just reply and say, thanks. Unfortunately, I can't afford it. Like, it's not going to hurt our feelings. We're going to move right on to the next person.
Yeah, I've dealt with that before, or every so often when it came to like working on banners for people, and like they would message me and then be like, "Hey,
how much do you charge?"
I think yeah, exactly. And then it's like I charge this much, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do this," or they just leave you unread, and it's like, okay, so
excuse me, what are your rates?
Well, I mean, people even do that when you're selling online, like OfferUp or Facebook. Like, I'll get people who come in and they're like, "Oh, you firm on the price?" "Yes, I'm firm on the price." And then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm heavily interested. How much?" And I'm like, "I'm firm on the price," and then never hear from them again. Like, they don't even want to try to like bargain.
Nothing. Yeah, no communication at all. It just vanishes.
So, and just to add on to that, if I'm looking for you, I don't know if you guys have heard, but I am flipping on eBay, and if I'm looking to buy something, if I'm not willing to pay the price, I don't even hit the button. And if I'm trying to offer less, I'll offer less in the first statement.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, it's 60. Will you take 40? Okay, thanks. All right, bye.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's always funny when you can create something that's quality and beautiful and things like that, and people, appreciate it, but they don't want to pay the price that it could be worth, or how much time it takes you to do, or anything else. Like, I've asked Kirk to do a couple things for me here or there, and Kirk gives me friend prices, and I typically pay him because that's how it works.
Yeah, like
so
you pay for Kirk's what?
I always pay for Kirk's stuff when I ask him to do something for me. Unlike you two knuckleheads, he actually gave me a 5-second video like I asked for.
Ah, crap! I forgot about that.
Oh,
look at that! He forgot too.
I forgot too.
At least
that
I
was
read the email.
Oh man, that would have been so cool. Can we do that? Can we try it one more time?
Maddie, get out.
That's awkward.
I've got like people that are trying to put the video together. I've got a song written. I've got Boone who's going to sing it. And y'all are just stonewalling me, damn it.
And our you should have reminded us our deadline was like 2 months ago.
Listen.
Deadline was like 5 days.
As the other part of the ton, I'm lazy.
That's good. That's good.
I'm busy. I'm working 2 jobs, and my 3rd job is TikTok. Come on.
I got a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 16-year-old. I can't even see straight. Hello, duck.
I'm blind and I can't walk, and I just like keep escalating it.
All right,
we're just gonna keep adding excuses. I'm sorry.
I work 80 hours a week, and I constantly in my house walk uphill all times.
Ways in the snow inside.
All times.
All right, so Kirk, you're not Kirk. So Kevin, I'm going to ask you 100 questions you've been asked before. Cool?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
So what's the without saying names? That's important. What was your least favorite commission to do?
Least favorite. And no one's actually, I don't think, asked me that. I've been asked like bad clients, but like things that.
How about that one you drew in December of 19? It still hasn't seen the light of day yet.
There's a lot of those though. There's a lot of. I mean, I don't know if there's really anything that I was like truly not happy with, but there is a handful. To Julian's comment, there's a handful of things I've done for clients that have literally never been shared or posted anywhere.
Wow.
And I mean, that's fine. I got paid. I did the work, and I still share most of the stuff through my own channels. So like if you go to my website and you go like in, for example, brand design, you'll probably see some logos there that you've never seen anywhere. And you're like, that's weird. Someone paid for it. They got it. And then they never used it. And so it's just like, well, all right.
Huh. All right. That's cool.
Yeah. Just
so a lot of artists, how do I put this? So, you can draw what you want to draw. You can draw the Zeldas, the Links, the Marios, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I know this answer because we've talked about it, but I want to ask it anyway. Have you ever been asked to draw like something vastly inappropriate?
I wouldn't say vastly inappropriate, but I've had people ask to what I was saying earlier with Patreon. They're like, well, will you draw like risque things? I'm like, honestly, I'm not like 100% against it because again, I come at this from a point of how do I make money to support my family? And so, I'm not about, I mean, we those conversations haven't happened yet where it's like, here's all the details I want. Right. But it's like, I'm not like completely closed off to it. I just don't naturally do it. Yeah. But yeah, it hasn't occurred yet. So
I got a question for Kevin.
Okay. Go ahead. Wait,
I'm just making sure it's okay.
You over there
with the duck.
With the duck.
Who is? And I don't think I've ever asked you, and I don't know if anybody else has either. Who are your two top inspirations that you look to for artistic oomph?
Yeah,
I can answer half of that.
Can you?
Is it Jeff? It's Jeff.
It's Alex Ross and.
Oh, Alex Ross is great.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. So for two folks that maybe you know or you don't know, one of them is Darren Calvert. I can write his name. Well, I guess I can write it in the private chat. I can't write it in the.
That sounds familiar.
But Darren Calvert is an illustrator in Alberta, Canada.
Oh, he's Canadian.
And I absolutely love his style. And like pretty much every single thing he draws blows me away. Every single thing. And he just does a mix of like he did a thing called March of Robots during March, where he drew a robot every day through the course of the month. And he used Instagram and live streamed his process every single day.
Oh, cool.
I love everything he does. I also just supported him on Patreon. He has 0 content on Patreon. And I was like, is that you? Yes. It's like support. So he is a huge like visual inspiration to me. And then I'm fairly sure this is not his real name, but there's an artist called Nuri Dur. I don't think that's his real name, but he also goes by Action Hank Beard, which is like it's a Dexter's Lab reference.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I also totally love his style. It's very, very, just very stylized, very cartoony. He is a master of using markers to color. Yeah, there's Darren stuff. Everything he does is amazing.
Dude, I love this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll take 100 of these. I want this tattooed on me.
Yeah, he did. Every March he does that. He does like a different robot every day through the course of the month.
Hi, Joseph. Hi, Steve.
Yeah, his stuff's just yeah.
It's shark. Oh, a little robot corgi. Oh,
yeah. And he has an Etsy store, and he sells his originals for around $30 each.
What?
I'm like, that you could charge like $100+ for each one of those.
Yeah.
But
ridiculous.
But he's got prints and all kinds of stuff. And then yes, for Nuri Dur, I think probably easier to search Action Hank Beard, but his approach to like branding, like the way he does his Twitch streams, the way he just like brands himself. I love his artwork. I think his artwork's great, but like his like business approach blows me out of the water. I'm like, yeah, this is the guy. So those are two people that maybe a little less known to the masses that are super inspirational to me.
Nice.
I was wrong.
Have you met either one of them?
No, but I support both. I support both of them on Patreon. So
I can introduce you to both of them if you'd like.
you. It's very nice of you.
Radio edit. All right, so Kevin, what is like? Where do you draw the line with what you're going to draw? So let's say that Stefan from across the yard is really big into World War II history, and he's like, I need me an armband and a yada yada on a picture of me.
Okay, you know what? So that is a good question. There has been, I think, only one job I have refused.
Wrong pipe.
Really interesting.
Julian is almost dead. So I mean, in the last couple of years, there was one freelance job that I said, you know what, I'm not going to do it. And it was not to dive down the political spiral, but it was, we'd like a portrait of President Trump. And I was like, no, I'm not going to draw that man. I'm not going to do it. And then of course we got into an interesting conversation, and they were like, well, would you do President Biden? I was like, yes, I would. But no, I'm not going to draw that. Like, we started to get into the whole both sides conversation. I was like, you know what? You're hiring me for a service. I'm not doing it because I despise that man, and I think he's caused a lot of pain.
Well, here's the thing. The point of the matter is Trump, Biden, whoever, left, right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter the reason. If Kevin doesn't want to make the money drawing something, he doesn't have to.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean,
yep.
But you would, just for the record, you would draw a dozen buttholes, correct?
Sure.
Sounds like Julian's gonna hire you to draw a dozen buttholes.
There's that line, folks. Won't draw Trump, dozen buttholes.
Yeah.
Oh my
and it was
God.
just like, and it was also timing. It was timing because like I did have another commission that I did of the same guy years ago, like 2015, I think. And I did it. And then this was like peak election 2019. I was like, no. I was like, goodbye. I was like, get out of here. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that's for sure. That's Steve. All right. So as far as inspiration,
what's up, Steve?
Hey, Steve. So as far as inspiration goes, you mentioned two artists, but
Yeah.
like, what about comics, movies, books? Like, what have you read or what have you seen? What have you looked at that you've gone, holy shit, I need to draw that?
37
in a row.
A dozen buttholes quotes. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I have like this crazy vast breadth of like experience with comics and film and animation and video games and stuff like that. But I'm a huge Zelda fan. So I like the whole fantasy realm of adventuring and collecting items and stuff. I think that's really awesome. I've dived into almost every single Zelda game. I never played Link's Crossbow Training.
I have.
That's okay, I did it. It's not great.
It's not great. Yeah, Link's Awakening, 100%. Is it the dozen? Is that what
it's the Dirty Dozen?
It's the Dirty Dozen.
No, it was the Zelda. It was Zelda that did it.
It was. And then I was also, as a kid, and probably still today, really inspired by Dragon Ball Z. I just love Dragon Ball Z. I don't know.
It's fun, man.
It's
so
just
talented.
Flying and shooting laser beams at your hands. I'm just like, this is great.
Insane.
This is absolutely great.
Insane.
And so I think you could, at least from a lot of my earlier childhood stuff, you could see the influences of those two brands of like Zelda and fantasy and adventuring and like Dragon Ball Z battling. Those things definitely play a part. In terms of comics, I haven't read a lot. I used to really, really enjoy Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read probably the last 100. Aren't they like past 300 now?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they're
it's a lot.
yeah. I think they're way past 300 at this point. But I stopped at like 150. So, but I used to love Spawn comics. I've read like a handful of like I've read Superman Red Sun, which I really enjoyed, and I read is it Kingdom Come? I think where like the old man is like going through his life. Yeah, that one was cool. I enjoyed that. I read the Green Lantern Blackest Night where there's a bunch of zombies, and I hated it. I thought that was stupid. I was like, this is lame. But I don't like routinely read any comics.
Okay.
So.
What about all that Pokemons?
Good question, Maddie.
Yeah, it's not about your Patreon.
That's a friend of mine.
Yeah, tell us about your Patreon. So, so say that
it's a valid question.
Say that Andy in the chat wants to support you.
Yeah.
And what are the tiers of your Patreon that you have?
Yeah. So it's patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws. Super easy link. I'm very happy to say that Julian and Jeff and Emily are patrons. So I've got a bunch of different tiers, and also you can customize them if you'd like. So there's like a $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100. But if you're like, I really want to give you $35, you can go in there and edit it and literally come up with any amount you want. But it's just a website that a ton of creators use, from musicians to writers to artists to people that use YouTube, and they need some help because doing a lot of this creative stuff isn't a steady flow of income. It's a little rocky, it's a little turbulent, and that helps eliminate that. Mm-hmm. And so Patreon is like a monthly subscription service. Basically, it'll charge you once a month at the beginning of the month for whatever you pledge, and then there's a payout to the creator. So I have those different tiers, and there's different rewards and perks and content that go along with it. So for example, shout outs during videos and live streams. Every time I do a video, I put a thank you card at the end and has all the names of people that support me no matter what tier. It's at both. It's at the beginning and the end.
I never make it to the end.
Yeah. You're that one. You're on the graph. Julian's like, bloop. So that's a perk. The content, like I do a monthly blog because apparently people are interested in my life, and that's cool. And so I've been asked. I mean, I've actually been asked for years, like, "Oh, you should do a blog," and I'm like, "You care?" And so I started doing a blog. So there's a blog there.
That's a question.
Yes, you.
Yeah. I people still read blogs.
No.
I know. I didn't know that.
Sending them to me, but I don't read them.
Yeah, I ended my blog like 6 years ago because, what?
Yeah, so I put it up there. I mean, obviously the thing, it's all behind a paywall, so it's like they paid to look at it. Yeah. And that's a thing. So that's up there every month. I also have a lot. I think there's also physical rewards. I send out pins and stickers and stuff to my patrons. Some of the kind of what I think are the really cool perks of it is the $20 and above tier. I will do a original piece of artwork and then mail it to the patron.
It used to be 20. Now it's absolutely.
Yeah, we've got one of those. It's really cool.
Yeah, it used to be 5 once upon a time, but I bumped that up. I'm thinking of doing maybe during November when it's the anniversary time of lowering it back down for that month, and then it would go back up. But we'll see. But yeah, so like I will say, hey, thank you for supporting me at this tier. What do you want me to draw for you? And I will draw it and mail it to you. And so people have asked for all kinds of stuff. They've asked for a family portrait. So like, Ken was like, could you please draw me, my husband, and our dogs? I said, yep. People have asked for like their favorite characters from a video game. They've sometimes they don't give me any prompt. Like Julian gave me no prompt. He was like, draw me something. And I was like, okay.
And I don't even know where the hell that went. Oh, the boat, right.
But it was a good. I think that was a good product out of that. But But yeah, so that's really fun. And then also I offer up my patrons a ton of ways to directly impact things I'm doing all the time. I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this. If you're a patron, what would you like to see? And a lot of the people that support me on Patreon, I will never not be thankful for people giving me money. Don't engage with those things. And so it's like, I'll have usually like a group of like 8-ish to 10-ish people that are giving me ideas, giving me prompts. And then the other 80, they're there. they don't comment, but I'll be like, hey, what themes would you like me to base the show on? And
I need to write my suggestion of sex toys in. I forgot to do that.
Did you?
Oh no, Emily's gonna walk away, Jeff. Like, come on. You're gonna do a repeat of the giant parade vote.
Spontaneously combust.
I just saw the look on Emily's face. Emily's face was just like, it went from this to
yeah.
Like, okay.
And a flip of a switch.
It's nice to know that your wife has a moral compass. It's nice.
Wait, so I have a question then, just as a side tangent, Mr. Hinkle. Mr. Hinkle, so then it looks like you have some stuff set up for sale.
Yep.
Where do you go to sell this stuff? Like, do you just go to Comic-Cons? Do you just like try to get around town? You're at the coffee shop being like, hey guys, check this out. Look at my long
you can
trench
find one
coat.
for if you want to get dry.
Yep, I get my best trench coat. It's like I sell watches around the corner.
Yeah, you're like, hey, come out to the parking lot. Let me just open up my trunk.
Yeah, and Steve in the chat, he asked for Ash, or I think he just said Pokemon, and I drew Ash Ketchum for him. And yeah, Dude Jude is a patron as well. So when I kind of first started really, diving into this, I did want to go to cons. I wanted to go to shows and have, the artist table. That was a thing I wanted to try. And I did exactly one, and then the world fell apart.
It sure did.
So I did Comic-Con for Kids in Philadelphia. And
didn't you have is that Joey helping you man the table?
Yep. Joey was there. And it does help to have another human being with you because otherwise you can never go to the bathroom or eat. So that has been kind of on hold for the last 12 to 14, 16 months because of that. But I have registered for 4 more shows late summer, fall, which I will be setting this. This is my booth, my staging area down here. But I also sell it online. I sell it online as well. So I have a e-commerce store on Etsy and on my website.
You should, I don't know how big you are into the TikToks, but like every day I get a video on my For You page of somebody selling freaking stickers and them being sold out of all the stickers and, they're showing packaging videos, but I know you're already doing a lot for Patreon and YouTube.
You should send it to Mr. Hamilton.
What? Mr. Hamilton.
But, but have you considered doing anything on that realm to get an even younger market?
I definitely have. So I have a TikTok account. So as of right now, I do not post consistently there. So I have all the things, right? So I have YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn.
It's a lot, right?
And I post to all of them every day. But the only difference with TikTok is I take the videos I already create as shorts on YouTube, and I remove the spiel about me saying like and subscribe, and then I trim it a little bit and actually use real music because TikTok lets me use real music.
Oh yeah.
And I put it over there. So it's not content that's been made to properly maximize that platform. I haven't done any of the cool videos where I draw a sketch and then I just erase it with my pen and it's the finished artwork, which I know is huge there.
That is cute, yeah.
I haven't, there's a lot of, I look, I watch, and I'm taking notes, but TikTok hasn't established itself as a routine thing for me to make content for.
Well, you need to get on the ball there, Kev Rooney.
Well, the reason why I say this is I recently gained to the 10K club, and then have been steadily growing and made it higher, whatever. But Last month on TikTok donations, TikTok Live, the TikTok everyday people watching videos, I was able to pull about $100.
Nice.
Like, I mean, it seems
it all
like
adds up. It all adds
little,
up.
but it all adds up, even though it's a few pennies a video and stuff. But like the sticker thing, it's just insane. Like people have like millions of followers for their stickers, but these people are like copying designs, but yours is like original. And then you could also advertise and be like, I will draw any sticker you want. You buy 50 at this price. Like, I think you could do it, but
it's definitely on my mind. Like I said, it just hasn't. It's just
you don't want to stretch yourself. Yeah, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. You're already stretched across all these things, which I'm not. Like, and I couldn't imagine trying to do Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, like all those things.
And he's got muscles too.
What's that?
What?
I said, and he's got muscles too.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, and then being like that too, you know.
That's the important stuff.
Yeah. Good.
You can squish your sticker between your muscle, like look at that, it's so sticky.
It just curls up. That's been really important to me over the last 7-ish months, I guess now, is having that time to, focus on my health, my physical health, and go to the gym and all that kind of stuff too. But now
it's turned on. It works. It's a slight breeze can turn you on.
Oh my god!
But yeah, there's just like there's a lot of stuff to balance because there's the live stream every Friday, and that's I only do the one live stream. I do a 1 3-hour live stream every Friday. And then there's usually 2 or 3 videos that drop on YouTube. There's a post every day on all the social media sites. I do I'm working on the comic development every Thursday. Yeah. Every Monday, Tuesday are usually client days where I work on freelance stuff. And then Wednesdays are whatever personal thing I need to do, which is usually more fan art stuff for the product portfolio. It's just like balancing it all and juggling it all.
All right. So I'm going to take the ball here. I'm sorry. We've only got 12 minutes left. I want to push one last thing. And then Madeline, you are more than welcome to step in and crush my soul. So, Kevin, what can you tell us about your comic project?
Yeah. So I am really, really excited about this. So when I was a youngster, right, one of my goals was to do a comic, and I did a couple. They weren't good. They were like I think one was like 8 pages, but it's like a fantasy. It's a fantasy based. This is.
Sorry, I love doing that trick on streams. I'm sorry.
We've been doing this.
You were drawing a comic, which every kid has that dream of drawing a comic. I mean, you used to draw comics in the
Who's that sexy?
Oh yeah, look.
How do you know how to do that, Jeff? I can't do that.
Stand with your hands on your hips.
No, put the art where it is like that. How did you make us disappear and put that there?
Magic.
You're gonna have to tell. I got pointy ears.
Wait, I want Kevin to finish the story. So
Kevin's talking.
He made an 8-page comic, and then
I did 2.
You were like, I want to do this one day.
Yeah, I think I did 3 issues like that, and I remember going to my local Kinko's to copy them.
You're welcome.
And then I remember when it turned into FedEx Kinko's, and I was like, this is weird. And then obviously now it's FedEx Office, but I did like 3 of them. They were really bad, but it was like my original story. And it was like fantasy based, Lord of the Rings ish, Legend of Zelda ish. And it really wasn't a very cohesive story. It was just like good guy collects crystals and crystals have powers. And I don't know why he's doing this. And there's probably a bad guy that doesn't want him to do it. And I don't know why he's doing that. And that's always kind of been there, but I haven't really focused on it in the last 15 years until I've had, this flurry of issues with copyright on fan art stuff. And as I was saying, before we went live, I have had a lot of issues with cease and desist, with copyrights. and I've talked to a lawyer, and the need is real to push my own original stuff more aggressively than I have been. And there's a lot of fear with that. There's a lot of hesitation because I'm like, if people don't like this, then, there goes rent, I'm not planning to abandon fan art because I can't. That would be suicide. But I'm going to supplement with my own stuff. And one of those things was maybe I should actually do this comic thing again and for real this time. But I don't think I'm a very good storyteller. And so I made a comment offhand one stream that Jeff was there. I was like, I mean, if I had a writer that could do this, that'd be helpful. And Jeff's like, I'll do it. We're doing it now. I was like, oh. And it was like totally like the shining star, right? The clouds part. And so Jeff and I have been working on this together as, a creative team. And Jeff is definitely putting the pieces of the puzzle together because really I've been sending him imagery. I'm like, hey, look, this is the good guy, Jeff. I was like, there you go. Do something. But so we've been working on it now for a month or two.
Yeah.
And it does have a name. And that totally comes from the mind of Jeff. So it's called Resolve. When I had the comic when I was a kid, I called it Essence, unaware that there was an established magazine called Essence. And I remember.
Wait, isn't Essence the women's black magazine?
It is. I had no idea.
Nice.
I didn't know. I was a kid, and so I was like, "Oh, I guess I can't do that." But that term is still relevant in the story.
Yeah.
But it's not called that, and so it's called Resolve. I have been sharing behind the scenes looks on Patreon, and just again, I try to be really appreciative of the people that are giving me money every month. So it's like, hey, here's stuff that's happening. But we've done a lot of character development stuff. We have also done very rough thumbnail sketches of the first issue. But there's still quite a bit of work to be done.
Yeah.
But it's exciting to say the least. Fantasy based. I'm not quite sure what else to say. Fantasy based, good guy, bad guy, adventuring.
I like how you said original.
It is very original.
It is very original. We're avoiding all the tropes. Like every last one of the tropes we're avoiding the hell out of. So the big scary monsters are your friend. Like the guys that look normal like everybody else, they are not your friend. There will be a tragic death every comic.
That'll be interesting.
I love how Jeff laughs so happily when he said,
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you. Thank you for the compliment, Seth. I'm also the stay-at-home dad too. So I'm here with
listen. Yeah. It's you guys don't know. I was like, Kevin just draws funny pictures and stays at home and hangs out with his kid. It's not that easy. No. It's not. It's not that easy. And I don't even do half of what Kevin does.
We've had some really fun conversations where Jeff will call me and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm currently juggling the phone while I'm picking up my son off the bus and I'm about to get in the car and do this. It's like, okay. It's like, it's always a million. Jeff, if you could ever see on the other end what I look like, it'd be hilarious. I'm like, yep. What are you? I'm like mixing in a bowl. Sure, sounds like a great plan. Yeah, I do that as well.
So Maddie has more questions for you about art stuff, and Maddie is literally the only artist besides Emily here.
What?
So
I mean, I did do watercolors and I do random sketches, and I did make a short, graphic novel-y story.
Nice.
And it was 5 pages. And I thought to myself after talking to you, I should crack it out.
Yeah.
The drawing is kind of bad, but maybe one day I'll send you the images and you can just crack it out.
You got to ask him what his fees are, and then when he tells you, be like,
yeah, and then I'll
how much do you charge?
How much? No, or maybe I'll be actually inspired to do it myself because I drew it originally on a piece of paper, and then I drew it on acrylic paper, so really thick paper, so I could get ready to do the watercolors for it. But I haven't laid any ink on it; it's just pencil. Anyways, The question that I had, and I guess this also stems into the story that you're working on. Have you thought about doing a graphic novel, like of your own? Like, because I like reading memoirs of people's lives in graphic novel form. Have you thought about doing that for yourself? Because you do have an interesting story, but then I guess I can see you getting.
Okay. I was like, I thought I just said I was doing it. Hold on 1 second. My son is calling me to let me know he's done with work. Hold on.
Same now. Like, that is just so much fun as a trope. Like redrawing your terrible old art in your new art muscles.
So, no, we're not going to make Joseph a flamboyant orc because orcs don't exist in our world, but he will be a flamboyant gargoyle.
What? That's
And Kirk is probably going to be one of those tragic deaths.
Oh man, I wanted to be a cool character.
Oh, that's awkward.
Is Kirk an inn? Is he just a tree that just sits there?
A tree? He's a tree.
Kirk is a bunny person.
He only blows in the breeze.
Yeah, Kirk is a bunny person, and we kind of have a rule about bunny people in our comics. That is issue, every rabbit dies. One rabbit dies.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
But to answer your question, I've never considered myself as a comic or a graphic novel. You know what's funny is when for a time I was doing a Lego-centric comic that was not necessarily about the toy. It was about a guy that was in the community.
His name was Sparks, and it was bricks in the middle.
Yeah, and my youngest son forever has insisted that that's me, and I'm like, it's not me. But he's like,
you say what you want, that's you.
Even when I have like my sig fig next to that one, he's like, but those are both you. I'm like, no, that's not both.
Yeah, they are.
No.
Without a doubt, that Sparks is you.
That's okay.
Yeah, hey, your son and I agree.
There you go.
Oh, Joseph, you and you thinking that it's going to be a Gothic architecture for the gargoyles. You go, girl. All right.
You go.
Yeah, where is Joseph? Joseph is usually in the stream with us now.
I don't know. So I'll talk to you guys about that after the stream because
I'd love to have him.
Yeah. So,
anyways, I'm sorry I didn't mean to interrupt.
This is when everybody listening is like, "Oh, that sounds like some drama going down."
No, there's no drama.
Then they're like, "Oh, we gotta subscribe so we can get part of the after show."
Make sure you follow for part 2.
My God.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I shouldn't have just automatically assumed because you were doing this thing with Jeff that you were into drawing comics.
Oh. What, Maddie?
Okay.
You.
Yeah, no.
I made an assumption that was a wrong assumption. So
right. Aside from the ones I did when I was a kid, I haven't done any other ones. So it's just like a thing.
Oh well, maybe you never know. Maybe this might be a new. You know, it's like Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance, who was singing, and then all of a sudden,
that dude is
a graphic novelist. Like, check this out.
Umbrella Academy. Whoa.
We're shooting for Netflix, baby. Shooting for Netflix.
Hold on. Stand by. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah, I'm doing a live stream. I'll talk to you in a minute. Jesus. Let me go.
Wait, that's your duck. You're talking to the duck.
That duck.
Kirk, do you have any questions for Kevin?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, he's okay. Perfect. He's back. Okay.
My wife got off work, so she's gonna pick him up.
Okay.
Nice.
So one question that I was thinking of, and I don't know if you can access already, so I apologize if you have. Have you ever considered, like, if, say, like some other comic book company, say Marvel, DC, or something, was to say, "Hey, we like your work. We want to hire you to, be one of our artists for like one of our comics or something." Would you ever take that opportunity or no?
That's comic would you want to draw?
So that's a great question. I don't know if I would.
Wait, hold on, Kevin. Did he just ask you if you wanted money?
Well,
because that's what I heard.
So I wouldn't necessarily limit it to like a comic company, but like people have asked, like, oh, if Nintendo hired you, or if like and my thought process is, I have tried. I have like poured my entire energy, life, soul, time into trying to make this work as my own independent artist for the last almost 3 years.
Feels like a harder.
And I'm not quite ready, not to say that I give up, but I'm not quite ready to like ease up on it and say, okay, I'm not against it. I'm not against that in any way, but I kind of want to like just give it a little bit more just to see how this evolves before I would have to, if I end up doing like concept work for Marvel or DC or Nintendo or anybody else, all this stuff would take a backseat. Like the client list would, people that have been waiting for a year would now be waiting for 2 years. People, and that's how it would be. I'm not against it. I just kind of want to wait a little bit more to see, because everybody that does their own business, like, well, the first year you don't make any money and you're lucky the second year to break even and maybe the third. And so like I'm hitting into that third year. Yeah. And I mean, I definitely can confirm I made no money the first year. I barely make money the second year. So I'm like, okay, it's changing.
So here's the problem with that statement. The reason he didn't make money the first year is because Brittany and I told him to open an Etsy store and he wouldn't do it. It's like, no, not yet. Oh, and look, people bought shit.
I mean, I 100%, I opened the Etsy store when Julian was like, open an Etsy store. That's the reason I did it. And there's a lot of, like, I'm very thankful that I have a lot of awesome friends that have made suggestions, and I listen to everybody that tells me things. I don't ignore them.
Unless it's dolphin people hybrids.
Every now and then I
if you've got bunny people, why the hell won't you have dolphins?
Wait.
Dolphin?
Wait. I have something to say. Wait. Dolphin people hybrids. I had an anthropology professor who is insane. And his theory was that we all came from dolphins. He wrote a paper on it.
Oh, no.
And the reason why is because we're hairless. Dolphins are hairless. So we must have come from dolphins. And we better watch out because dolphins, they have flippers. One day they're going to be able to hold a pencil. You never know. They're smart.
You have your towel.
Lots of animals are hairless. What the hell?
All right, so,
how did he technology class?
All right. How? Kirk, do you have any more questions for Kevin? Because that was a good one.
Sorry.
Was it?
Was it? That's so sad. Was it?
All right. Do you have more?
No, I think we're good. I think I'm good, at least for now. Maybe off stream.
Okay.
But yeah, for now I'm good. But yeah, I do agree with what you said though. To add on to what you said, because I feel like that's probably what I would do at the same thing, like wanting to just like focus more on what it is that I have, I guess, like inspiration or like time that I want to like focus that stuff on before I start working on like trying to do stuff for, I guess, other people, like where it's like obligated to do that. Like when you have, I guess, a bit more of that freedom to do what it is that you love, it makes it more enjoyable and more fun to want to do that stuff compared to once it's time to like, okay, I got a job that I have to go to do a certain thing, stuff like several hours. I get it.
And so far, to date, I've only gotten like official outreach from Lego Masters. Lego Masters has tried to hire me 3 times, and all 3 times I've said, "What's wrong with you?"
Now, Kevin, I have a follow-up question with that statement. Is that Fox that's trying to hire you or Lego? I believe it would be Fox, correct?
Yeah, it's Fox.
Well, go work for them. Who gives a shit?
No.
No, okay.
That's fair.
So they're not.
But I had a phone call with one of the. What was his title? I don't know.
It was Eric. It was Eric. You talked to Eric, right? I'm assuming you talked to Eric.
No, it was.
Everybody talks to Eric.
No, this was like a art director.
Eric
at Fox.
Art director. He's a producer. He's executive. Eric.
I don't pretend it was not Eric. But
was it Eric?
This has nothing to do with casting.
Okay, but it was Eric, right?
But I remember we had a nice, frank phone call, and he was like, "Oh, I wouldn't want to work with me either." And I was like, "I'm just trying to be honest with you because I'm like, I understand that you're a different company and a different organization, but I feel like there's a person in front of me, and the left hand is punching me as hard as it can, and the other hand is trying to feed me, and I don't know what I'm doing. So it's like, please just leave me alone."
They would take money off of you, and that's just that.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, they're like, "We like your work," and I'm like, "Yeah, but sorry."
Hey, you should have said yes as long as your name is bigger than Brad Pitt's.
I was like, I'll do it for $250,000.
There you go.
It's like that's my
Brad Pitt needs to hire you. If you got a phone call from Brad Pitt right now, would you go work for them?
I mean, that'd be a crazy phone call.
I'm just saying it could happen though.
I'd be like, is all that stuff I'm reading about in the tabloids true?
Wait, what did he do now?
What did he do?
Oh, there's like all these stories that he was apparently abusive to Angelina Jolie.
I mean,
Well, have you met her? Isn't she like a Karen? No, I'm kidding.
All right, so moving right along.
Anyways,
Hey, listen. You can say dildo. I can do
wait,
this.
were you just asking me about my rates?
Madeline, do you have any more questions for Kevin?
I'm good. I think I'm good.
Everybody good? All right.
Yeah.
So this has been a very exciting, tons of fun episode with Julian being a little drunk, but his tooth doesn't hurt anymore, so that's all that
I
matters.
promise it don't.
Can you feel them?
I can feel them, but they do not hurt.
Well, he wasn't drinking whiskey. He was drinking PBR, which is like the water of beer.
4 tall boys.
shots fired.
4 tall boys of PBR. So this broadcast has been brought to you by Mr. Kevin A. Hinkle Draws. Go check him out on the internet. His link are pretty simple. It's Mr. Kevin A. Hinkle Draws. Do a Google search, come up with stuff, buy all of his stuff, and pay attention to when Resolve comes out because it's going to be great.
Yes.
Besides that, I'm Jeff. She's Emily. That's Julian. That's Madeline all the way over there. And Kirk, who might be a permanent cast member. We don't know yet.
You gotta play your cards right.
We all wish you a safe night, a happy day, wear a mask because shit's still happening, and trans rights are human rights. Happy Pride Month, everybody.